We were locked in a room and then we blew a hole in the floor and then we ended up in the basement and killed some things, but that was last time. So then after we killed the things, we were looking around in all the rooms because we still needed to get out of here. And we didn't really find a way out, but we found a portal, which I thought was going to be a way out, but nobody would let me touch it. And so we thought it would be a good idea to all touch it at once so we could all go through. But then Brig was too short. And so I poked it with an arrow and then it disappeared. And then we tried to take the stairs, but the stairs went to nowhere. And while we were waiting at the top of the stairs so that Tabarin could break more buildings, he's remodeling the place as we go. We didn't have enough time for resting, and then Brig was squeaking, and we had to go shoot more of the ghosty bits. And something bit Harbeck.
He broke Lolash. He said Breek was squeaking. He just fell right out of his camera.
But my squeaking is super effective.
Okay, alright. Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Brig squeaks. Okay, yep. Here we are. Harbeck, you're feeling a little queasy.
Aye.
And whatever it was that bit you has disappeared through a wall. What is the party going to do?
Well, when we fell out of initiative order, Brig immediately recognized the pursuit was useless.
Someday I'm going to make an insane character who sees game mechanics overlaid on the real world as part of his crazy. No, guys, the initiative order went away. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Tabarin, how long until you can break a wall?
Whoa, what did I do? Oh, hang on. Sorry. I pushed a button. It's fine. It's fine. You guys didn't see anything, but the stream saw like stuff turn bright red for a second.
I think we need to try and figure out if there's a door. There's got to be a door up at the top of those stairs.
Hey,
We
Tabarin,
just need to get out.
you don't happen to have any more of that fancy water you've been carrying around, do you?
Which
Why?
water? Oh, you mean? Yeah, you look like you might
Oh.
use a bit of a touch up. Are you not feeling well?
No, I'm concerned about you.
Oh, you're concerned about me. I thought I might. I mean, you look like you got
Well, yeah, I'm not doing
beat
great.
around a bit.
I'm not doing great, but I'm afraid that you might be turning into something terrible, or, that he might have been poisonous or
Well-
diseased or something.
I mean, a disease. I can stave off a disease. I'm a dwarf, for crying out loud.
All right.
I only have one of these left.
Have you been bit often?
There you go.
You are
There
so
you go,
bad
Brig.
at that. It's like
Didn't
funny
best
how
heal up.
bad at that you are.
Brink, show us your shirt. The dice are trying to kill you.
That's what my shirt says. The dice are trying to kill me.
Okay. So, Tabarin, do you have any?
I don't have the clear water. I do have the pure. I don't have the pure water, but I still have a vial of the clear blue liquid. Do we know what it is, or is he diseased, cursed? I mean,
I don't know.
does anyone have any knowledge of?
I got bit and I don't feel well. I'm that.
So
I've got holes in my skin
my
that are
only-
T-shaped.
My only real information on things that bite things would suggest that that was a vampire. And I think that
Well, that's...
perhaps if they bite you, you
I've
turn
seen it
into
bite.
some sort of vampire spawn thing. I'm not really solid on the details. Like
Harbeck?
We got
all these
We
white
might
things that
have
we've
to
been
kill
fighting might be vampire spawn.
I
thing.
don't want to be a vampire spawn. I get to turn into one of the stupid white things. I don't even get to be
Harbeck?
like
all right.
awesome in a cape and
Harbeck.
stuff.
Take it all
I'm
with a
going to
grain of
hug you
salt. I
goodbye
don't
now,
really
Harbeck,
know that that's
just in
what's
case
happening.
we
No,
have
wait.
to kill you. later.
Wait. I
Sorry.
will Tavern's at a point where he's got to decide if he wants to use the last vial or not. It's the only thing he has left. But he will use it and pour it on your neck.
So you're pouring the blue water, the clear blue water on...
Clear blue liquid from the angel statue.
For those who might not have seen the whole campaign, this happened like episode
Episode
two?
1?
Episode
Yeah,
1 or 2, I
one
think.
or two.
A long, long time ago. They found a liquid that restored some books to pristine condition. I don't think you've used it for any purpose other than that and purifying a fountain. But, okay, yep, sure. So you're pouring that onto his skin?
Onto the
Yes.
bite wound.
Onto the bite
Yes.
wound. The holes in the skin close up. And Harbeck, you feel rejuvenated. Like you're a young dwarf again.
Well-
Go back to full hit points.
I wonder if we could synthesize more. We don't have a sample left to test.
Did you just say full hit points?
Yep.
You should pour that in our wounds all the time.
Well, that was effective.
What are my full hit
That was
points
the
down
last
here?
one. Can we go back to that cave? How far away is that? Like 3 weeks?
I think you emptied the fountain, if I remember correctly. There wasn't any left.
But there's still the smaller fountain that had the clear water.
Is
Is that worth getting on a
Remember-
boat? I mean, it feels great. It feels super great.
But
And I
there were
don't
those
feel like I'm
weird
turning
slugs
into some kind of
there,
weird
wasn't there?
spawn thing. But is it worth getting on a boat?
Keep in mind that you did flood the entire dungeon with salt water, while it was
Because the
filled
things-
with black sluggy things that seem to replicate endlessly. So,
don't
So
think
that's
we should
definitely
go
a
back
place we
to
should go
there.
back to.
yeah, I mean, it's, you know,
The answer to Suicide Squirrel's question is yes. We're going to do a whole gag, but we kind of lost it during the break.
okay, right, so what's the party doing?
We should go back
Is
to
the-
the... Can you blast a hole yet?
Is the portal still
No.
gone?
Is the what? Sorry?
The portal
Yes.
still gone?
Yes.
I'm going to go
think-
and
I
do
think
a
I
much
have to
more
wait a
thorough
whole nother
search up
hour.
there.
Yeah, you would
A
have
whole
to...
other hour.
Yeah. A whole
We're gonna
Okay.
go up the stairs and try and search again for a door. There's got to be a door.
There's got to be
stairs.
something up there.
Okay, roll
Nope.
a investigation.
Nobody builds a closet this stupid.
Hey, everybody go up the stairs, and I'm going to put a hunting trap at the bottom of the stairs in case anything else tries to jump us while we're at the top of the stairs.
Before you roll and investigate, I'm going to cast a spell on each of us, guidance,
Oh, so I get an extra
so that
D4.
we get an extra D4 on our check.
Den, that's a really great idea. But you may remember that everything we've run into down here walks through walls.
Do you think they can also walk through hunting traps?
I think that it's unlikely it will come up the stairs if it could just walk through the wall.
I think it's funny that, like, if you think of this, how this would play out in a movie, or if you were actually in this situation, where, like, there's a 5 by 5 foot room. Hey, will you go check that room for secret doors? Oh, you didn't find any? Get out of the way. I'm going to check it. Oh, I didn't find any? Get out of the way. He's going to check it. Would you really all just take turns, or are we all cramming in there at once and, like, all checking a corner? Like, how are we all rolling an investigation check right now?
I think you all want to get out so badly that you're just like in the room, all of you piled on top of each other, desperately slamming at walls, and through sheer like mass inside such a small area, you do manage to with Brieg's roll, you manage to successfully trigger a hidden panel in the wall, which opens a secret door. Let me just quickly.
Harbeck leans over to check a seam in a wall and butt bumps Brieg into a panel.
Yeah, basically. something to that effect anyway. Let me move the characters. I'm just going to do this and this so that I can move you all. Oh look, you're outside. Now you're there.
All right, we're gonna book it for the front door.
Agreed.
Okay.
We need to recuperate, and then we can decide what to do about the vampire that lives here.
Is there any noises up here as we're racing out the front door?
Dead silent.
Creepy.
Dead's good.
Really? Okay, so you all run out of the door desperately.
Din, you coming?
Yes.
Which door did we go out?
Front door.
Oh, I found it.
Up and then right, or out into the
Just-
stable.
Or
That was
through the
quick.
window.
Just through the window. And what's the plan here? You're just leaving the house as quickly as possible?
Let's set it on fire.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see the sun.
We should make sure that none of the other. Sometimes I hate having a conscience.
You said he was bad, right?
Yes, but what if some of the other guests were actually just innocent bystanders
I'm
like us, and
looking
they're
for
still
my
in there?
girlfriend, and I think we should set it on fire.
We've got to look. We can't leave them there, whether we burn the house down or not.
Well, okay.
So I'm gonna climb over this fence
Besides,
and
he had
start
lots
like
of
peeking in
treasure. We should
windows
take his
and see
treasure.
if we can, if there's anybody in any of these rooms.
Hey, Bree, come back in the party room and see if you can unlock this door now.
Okay, but first I gotta check all these rooms. Are there any people in any of these rooms?
Nope.
As I like creepily peeping Tom through the windows.
Is this where the bedroom was? Where Harbeck is standing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, like big communal boarding room. Can I open it from this side?
Yep.
It opens.
Wait a second.
We were alone in there though when we blew a hole in the floor. There was no one else sleeping in there.
Yeah, no. it was
Cabrin
just-
just got distracted.
Okay. Let's open it and search it
Investigate
anyway though.
this Platform thing.
Yeah, it's a big square slab of stone.
How's it got
Well,
to you?
rectangular, technically, I guess. It
It's
has
got to
four
be right
sides.
above the portal, right?
My spatial recognition, that would be right where the portal was.
Wait, I'm a dwarf. I think I get bonuses to this.
Just move the stone.
We're right above that spot where the portal was.
Where'd you
Does
get
that work when I'm outside? It works when I'm inside.
Look at the size of that piece of rock. Do you think we're just gonna move it?
It's a big bit of rock.
I'm not.
Probably half a foot thick, too.
Yeah, it's like 15 feet by 10 feet by
Alright.
6 inches. That's a lot of rock.
I told you if
There
we
was-
went through the portal, we would have made it out.
There was no one
Nobody ever
inside,
listens
right?
to me.
So we didn't
Um,
see any living people.
No. You didn't see any. Yeah, it was unusual. Was there any rooms that you didn't visit? I sort of was trying to keep an eye on all of you moving around. But
So Bree checked all the windows from the outside. I checked the dormitory room where we slept.
Mhm.
And
I went back to the
Tabern.
party room. There was nobody
Yeah.
in there.
So didn't check the party room.
There's-
I don't know if there's any other rooms, but we've assuaged my conscience. We can leave now.
There are doors down at the end of this hallway.
I'm pretty sure I tried every door and couldn't unlock any of them. I guess I can go try now. Wait, Din, what door did you want me to try?
Remember where the treasure was?
Oh, right. I suppose we could try it. It seems unlikely. That lock was particularly notable.
Magical and had a key off the guy's neck, I think.
So I think we should probably stand back from this one while I try it. And I will.
So you're going to stand back and use your.
I'm gonna mage hand over some thieves' tools and try to pick that super fancy lock.
Your magic.
Do I need to like tip a table over and hide behind a table?
Not a terrible plan.
Doesn't that instill confidence in you? Yes, you absolutely should hide behind a table while I try and plick.
I'm going to hide behind several walls.
Hey, before he picks the lock, I cast guidance on him.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
An extra default.
Now if I roll a 20 and a 4. That will be a 28.
You stick your lockpicks in the lock, and in about a half a second, you hear a single tumbler click, and the door opens up.
A single tumbler?
Good work. What's in there?
Nobody open that door. Din.
I am opening it. What? The treasure was in there.
Nothing should be that easy. When it's easy, that's the time when you think, I'm probably going to die.
Okay, well, you stand over there so you don't die. I'm going to open this up because if the treasure turned to all the dead people, we need to know. What's the point of picking a lock if you're not even going to open the door?
Well, I'm going to open the door, but I'm going to open the door carefully. I'm not going to run up there and, explode when the door opens.
Oh,
He's gonna use
okay.
a magic rope to open the door.
I'm not going to use a magic rope. I'm just going to...
It's a magic invisible rope!
Use the
Harbeck
magic
screams from
rope.
way outside.
Is
You
10
have
pounds
an
of force
invisible
enough
magic
to
rope?
swing the door open?
Sorry?
Is 10 pounds of force enough to swing the door open?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
I will
you would
do that
imagine
from
so.
30 feet away with my mage hand.
From 30 feet away with your mage hand, you open the door.
Yes.
Okay. At the slightest movement of the door, like as you literally, you pull the handle down, and the second you apply outward force, Din, how close are you? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You try so hard, Bree. You try so hard.
I really do.
Din, I need a reflex save from you, please.
Tabrin is literally hiding behind a table. I'm at the maximum extent of my magical range, and Din's standing by the door. I just can't get him.
Ooh, the door's gonna open. There's treasure in there.
It's like with my 3-year-old in the TV. Just stand a little further back from the TV, sweetie. A little further back. Just does not compute.
Din,
Yeah. How many
there
points of
is
damage
an
am I taking?
immense force pulling you towards the door.
Ooh,
You
I'm not really fighting it.
She thinks it's just her
I was
natural
gonna
inclination.
say, He's going there faster now.
How
guys-
quickly can I magic rope around Din?
Do you guys think?
not quickly enough.
Well,
You guys think our DM scales down all the encounters for a party of 6th level because we have Din and Harbeck?
The problem is he needs to scale down the non-combat encounters. How do you even do that?
Din, Tabrin, are you watching or are you hunkered?
I'm watching, but I'm behind a table.
So as soon as I see
Din
her,
and Tabrin both make Arcana checks. Not Din, sorry. You don't do anything. Tabrin and Brieg, my bad, Arcana checks.
Harbeck hears the commotion and decides that, okay, we'll go back inside to the terrible, scary house. Starts wandering down the hall.
as soon
This room, this whole square of room, the size of the room that you expected the room to be in, just disappeared. As in vanished. There's bare ground where the house would be. Straight up, there is an exact cut of the room in the roof. And Din is gone as well.
so as soon as I saw
Explain
Din
that again?
start moving towards the door, the magic rope snaked out and tried to catch her.
The magic rope is now no longer in your possession. If it was
It's
snaking
like-
out towards her.
If the house was a giant cake and you just cut out a piece of the cake the exact size of that room and took it out.
So I don't notice anything from out in the hallway until I get to the door.
Um,
What'd you guys do with the room?
It's gone. Now, Tabrin, you, with your exceptional 23 Arcana skill, know exactly what just happened. That room and everything else in it was just thrown into an extra-dimensional space.
So that would be the room that Din just went into?
Magic.
The party room or the room Din got sucked into?
The room that Din got sucked into. Just basically the entire that entire area just got sucked into an extra dimensional space.
And I don't see that space. Like, it's like a blank. Like, what's beyond the door? Like, the door opened, she got sucked in. What do I see?
No, the whole room is missing. There's no wall there. You can see, like, the open field where that room used to
The
be.
open field.
Yeah. Where that room used to be is now just a grassy area. It's just...
Like what we
Like
were
the room
expecting
never
when we arrived here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I
the
think that
illusion
Din
that
may
was
have gone to
maintaining
join
that part of the
Rogar.
house just broke.
Well, that's a bit unfortunate.
Think of it like somebody just picked up that entire room, everything, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, everything inside the room, and Din, who was standing too close, and put it into a bag of holding. That's basically what's just happened.
Yeah. Because the best way to protect your treasure is to have it disappear when someone tries to get it.
And the best way to catch a thief is to make sure they go with your treasure.
Now, I try generally to avoid victim blaming.
Wait! I think I know where she is! Harbeck runs downstairs. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh. Breed realizes
Are you
where
really
Harbeck
running
thinks she
down-
is and chases him. Dun, 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 dun.
Is she in the portal room? Portal room. Is there? No, I don't see. I guess that room wouldn't fit in this room. I'm not very good at Tetris.
No, she is not in the portal room.
But Brig is chasing after Harbeck the whole way down there going, there's no way that room would fit in that.
Maybe it's put her in one of the holding cells. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Where were those? This one. Ah. Nay.
Are they
I'm fairly
in the
certain.
basement?
They're in the basement. Would you like to join them?
Yeah, I'll...
I don't think she's in the basement. Never mind. It was a good idea. I suppose. Well, it was an idea. We'll hold off on adjectives for the moment.
Are we going back upstairs?
You said extra dimensional space, right? So if she were in the basement, that would be same dimensional space.
I didn't say anything about extra dimensional. What?
Going back
No,
up.
I was talking to Tabarin.
Oh, right. That.
Yeah, I'm confused why you guys went running downstairs. We need to...
How do you find an extra dimensional space? I don't think that's probably not a thing that you can locate.
I suspect we need magic beyond my abilities.
Let's open these doors.
Um,
The one behind Harbeck here. Open it.
I will pick all of the locks that Tabarin points me at.
And I'll cast guidance.
I will hide around the corner as locks are picked because they suck you into extra dimensional spaces.
Yeah, I will pick them all from far away.
From 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to try and pick that lock there. It unlocks quite easily, and you can open the door at your leisure.
I push it open with
Guys,
pull it
if
open
she's
with
in
a
an
mage
extra
hand from
dimensional
30 feet away.
place, it's going to take us to where that guy is so that we can find her. We might as well just go ahead and open it. Tabarin opens it.
Tavern opens the door. Inside the room, you see large stockpiles of iron ore.
Well, that's
Is
an-
there
Easily
a door in
identified.
here?
Pardon?
Is there a door in here?
There does appear to be a door, yeah.
Is it locked?
I go try it.
It is not locked.
I'll open it.
Inside this room, you find what appears to be huge piles of clothing, rings, boots, adventurers' packs. Basically, all of the things that somebody would be carrying / wearing if they
On
were
their trip
trekking
to
and wandering
Alisar.
around in the wilderness.
Oh. Ah.
You're pretty sure you could outfit dozens, if not close to 100 adventurers with the number of boots and clothing items in this room.
I don't even have to pull a con and I can make a bunch of money off of this.
While I do feel like a terrible person, I immediately start sifting through the stuff, looking for useful, unique, and/or magical items.
Quick! Everybody get distracted shopping. Din's just evaporated into thin air.
Oh wait, Din. Sorry, I forgot.
Capitalism, baby. That's how it works.
Tavern still picks
was
up
so
a few
quiet.
rings as he walks through.
Yeah, it's all non-magical stuff. Like,
Right.
even the rings are little silver things. There's nothing of real value in here. This is, like, if you were to... Okay, so imagine
He's
this.
not gonna put his treasure in here if it's valuable. It was in
Right.
the room that Din went in.
So this
you
is
take
what was
an
happening.
adventurer. Okay, you take out all the fleshy parts, put them somewhere else. Everything that's left. All of the valuable stuff goes in the special room, and all of the stuff that is not really worth that much goes
Yeah,
in this
Goes
room.
in this room.
Everything else goes in here. That makes sense.
All right.
Take
Let's
an
go to the
adventurer,
store.
take out all the fleshy bits.
Low Lash 2015.
All right.
does
let's
this
go.
Out of
door-
context D&D.
Does,
Put it on the blog.
Does this door open?
No. It's like a panel, a wall panel. There's like no way that you can see to open it. It's just a... I don't know, maybe there was a door here originally or something, but it appears to just be a regular wall now.
All right,
So-
back around.
We've got forges downstairs. We've got iron ore. We've got evaporated adventurers. And they're making iron ore into something that is not recognizably iron.
So,
So, can you alloy iron with adventurer fleshy bits?
I thought the alloys were always two different metals.
Well, you can alloy iron with carbon. That's how you get steel. Carbon isn't a metal.
Oh, that's right.
Right? I guess you can make adventurer fleshy bits into carbon, but
That's
it
a-
wouldn't be particularly efficient.
Pretty inefficient way to do that.
You'd have to just be a bit touched, I suppose.
I'm fairly certain that the adventurers were turned into those white things that we've been fighting.
Well, then how are they making the iron ore into not steel? What's the secret ingredient if it isn't Soylent Green?
So is I vaguely recall something about you've heard of cold iron? Doesn't that do something to undead things?
Cold iron. Do you think that's what that was?
Well, I don't know. Would you have recognized it if it was?
Hey DM, would I recognize cold iron?
Yeah, it's fairly common. And
Okay.
no, it wasn't cold iron.
I don't actually know what goes into making cold iron except for iron and coldness.
We got lots of talking and still need to find Din. Let's open this door.
Is it even locked?
Nope.
Not anymore.
No, it's extra unlocked.
It's another
Empty room.
I understand that in our frustration because she's no longer in this dimension, it makes sense to keep opening doors. But if she's not in this dimension, and that's why I shouldn't have run to the basement, why are we opening doors? How do you find another
We need to
dimension?
find-
You need a wizard,
We need
right?
to find the guy.
Breed, get
Yeah,
your
we need to
wizard.
find the wizard.
You know that friend you know. Get him.
I'm gonna go try this door in.
Is that a thing? Can you do
party
that?
Room.
I don't actually know. I've never. I don't.
It doesn't work like that. When have we seen him?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't.
You have
Next
to make
door.
him feel
I'm
threatened
so
or scared or
confused.
something.
Right, when have we seen him? Does he
So-
protect you? Because I could beat you around a bit if that would make him come out to protect you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, so what we're doing here is we're running around hoping that we find another room that has been similarly trapped that will teleport all of us to the same pocket dimension. Because then we can all
Wait.
be trapped in time and space.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's make sure there's no one left to go hire a wizard to save the rest of the fools. That's a great plan. Let's all be trapped in pocket dimensions.
But at least Din won't be alone.
Right, but let's all... What, do you starve first or do you run out of air? Let's all do that together. That will be a great bonding experience that we can talk about when, with our grandchildren, right, we'll be dead.
Well, the answer to that question, of course, depends on the dimensions of the pocket
Is
dimension.
this door locked?
He's here! That's the guy! Lord
No,
Silverstar,
that door's not
we haven't really missed you, but we need you.
Alright. Last thing I'm going to do is just come over here.
How do you
and
get
walk
somebody back
through
from a
the
pocket
door
dimension?
into the open field.
Well, there are certain advanced divination spells that can locate her, and then we would need some sort of planar transport, I suspect.
Great, do you know one and have one?
No.
Oh, how do we get one? Can I make one?
There is a temple near here, somewhere.
Aye.
If there are powerful enough priests, there are probably ways that they could help us.
Priests? Do you have a priest hiding about in that head of yours?
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, just... Okay. I need to remember that you don't know.
You guys should really be together if you're talking.
Where are they? I couldn't
Yeah.
follow them.
I don't know.
So put us where we should be having this conversation.
I don't know where.
Because everybody ran all around.
We're just like wandering around this now empty manor, shouting at each other. It's fine.
Okay.
So, is there anything we can do now? Would it help if you knew where the interdimensional space was taken from in this dimension?
Well, it certainly couldn't hurt to look at it. I'm quite curious.
Great, follow me. I can't fit through the... There we go.
Huh. So it was some sort of trap then, the whole room.
Aye, what they say, I wasn't here. You weren't. What they told me, what my friend Brig told me, who's now somewhere else, definitely not knocking about inside your head, is he said that when he opened the door, she got sucked toward it, and the whole room disappeared. And then Tabarin said that it's been transported to another dimensional, a pocket dimension.
Well, that is truly fascinating. I don't know if I know anything. Does a 21 Arcana help me intuit anything about what is going on here?
Okay, so extra-dimensional spaces. What do you know of extra-dimensional spaces? They're typically linked to an item or location. They open up into a small pocket dimension, which is basically like its own plane of existence. The rules there can be set by whoever creates the pocket dimension. It's the only way to get to the pocket dimension is through means that the owner of the pocket dimension sets, whether that be through an item or an incantation or a trap in this case. There's no other way to access it. You could try and divine their location in the planescape with, high-level divination magic, which is not something that you have access to. But yeah, there's really no.
It strikes me that our best chance of locating the dear ranger is to find the creator of this pocket dimension and convince him to give her over. Otherwise, we're going to need magic that is probably beyond what anyone has anymore, since magic has become so rare.
Oh.
Perhaps the elves?
Well, wait. You want to go to the elves?
Well, I don't want to. I'm just saying that if anyone left here in Valcia has the capability of locating and retrieving Din, it would be either the creator of the pocket dimension or perhaps the elves.
Let's go with the creator of the pocket dimension because I like my skin mostly intact. He doesn't leave it very intact either. Oh, this is... Who's the lesser of the two evils? I guess there's only one of him.
Even if there were many of him, I would probably still go for him. My brethren are not kind.
Well, how do we find him? I mean, this is his house. We've searched it quite thoroughly. He walks through walls a bit. He might have a secret room with no door. Do vampires go through walls?
Do I know the answer to that question?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Great. I think he's probably one of those, because he came out through a wall and bit me and then left.
He bit you.
We healed it. It's fine.
Yeah, good.
I'm glad you just believed me. Like, oh, of course it's fine. So he's a vampire. How do you find one of those? Is it daylight?
Yeah, it is. Sunny outside.
He's probably underground somewhere.
Or at least in an enclosed room. I think that a secret room with no doors is a good guess.
Well, got a chisel.
So, let's see here. We need to find him alive, right?
Sit. You. Names are. Where's Rogar? Not Rogar. He's been gone for a bit. Where's Tabarin? I'm really bad at names.
Oh, yes, the Warlock. I
Right.
remember him.
He was here moments ago. Then I got caught up talking to you. And we haven't seen him in, well.
Fascinating, yes. His insights could be useful. Tabarin?
Right, his insights, but also his disappearance might be more evidence, because he's probably kind of gone. What door did he go?
I last saw him in this room.
He was trying to open doors and get portaled to a new portal so he could go find Din, because finding her apparently was the right plan. So we could all get trapped together, I think, was what he was thinking. It didn't seem very smart to me,
Well,
but perhaps he's accomplished that goal.
that is a silly approach.
Great. Well, it's just the three of us then.
I'm sorry?
I mean, two. I can't count or do names, apparently.
Are you touched?
A bit. I've had a bit to drink today. I had to drink some beer to heal the... It's
So
complicated.
You are touched. Well, that's fine. Well,
So-
perhaps it's time for us to go looking around the manor to see if there are any spaces that we can't get into.
Or
Spa-
that are
spaces-
missing and are just a patch of grass like that one. I imagine would be some good evidence. Great, let's go have a walk about.
But all that really would indicate is that Tabarin is also in a pocket dimension, which may or may not be the same one that...
Right, but at least we know we can stop looking for him. Well, start looking for him, definitely.
Right. I'm not really sure that information helps us much, but more information is always better. What about this door?
This is the dormitory.
Oh,
It
opens
seems
freely?
intact. What about the far side of it?
intact. There's a large hole in the middle of the floor.
Right, we did that a bit ago, but that's fine. This room's fine.
That is
Everything in here is easily explainable later when we have more time because we're not hunting for Tabarin.
All right. What about this door?
That door opens as well. 1 second.
Just to the outside, right? So what we're actually looking for is a space that should be there, but we can't get into.
Right,
So-
we need a bit of house that's missing.
Right. So we're looking for.
I bet it was this door. I think this is where he was looking.
Well,
Harbeck wanders off extraordinarily quickly and doesn't let Brieg follow. I mean, Silver Star.
Harbeck, once again, doors don't help us. We need a space where there is no door. Right?
Wait, are we trying to find where Tabarin disappeared or where the vampire is? Maybe we should align our goals a bit. I've had, again, a bit to drink today.
I thought that we had sufficiently established that determining that Tabarin is also locked in some pocket dimension doesn't really help us much.
Except we know to stop looking for him because he might be useful in a fight. Which we're about to have. Because I don't think we're going to convince a vampire to help us without beating him up a bit.
Oh no, I suspect they're not generally reasonable. Is this door locked?
The next one.
This one at the end of the hallway.
Ah, nope.
I will open it.
Well, that room appears to still be there.
Indeed.
Great.
And it has a bed, not a coffin. I understand that for some reason they like to sleep in coffins.
Is this room still here? Looks good.
How about this door that's just down from Brig? Have we opened this door?
That was the adventure
It's just a
clothing bit.
I'm sorry, what?
There was, if you take an adventurer and extract all the fleshy bits, all the stuff that's left is in there.
That's a disquieting thought.
Right, I mean, it really looks like they were just standing and the body just vanished out of the clothes and then the pile of stuff.
So, okay, so from where I am,
So there are no other missing rooms on this floor.
No,
this,
just
like,
the,
to the
the
left of
only
me,
room
is
that's
that-
missing is the treasure room,
so
which
the
is just an open patch of grass.
so where Brig is standing, can I see that open patch of grass?
No, there's still an internal wall there.
There's still an intro, but is my spatial reasoning right telling me that that's
It would
where
be
that
through
should
that,
be?
yeah.
Yeah.
How about, so this is party room right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So I can't, I'm not seeing any spaces that,
There should be a bit... How big is the room? I can't get out of the door.
no, this is,
Harbeck runs all the way around the outside of the house to look at the outside of the patch of grass space. Okay, no, this is right. This little corner is what I was thinking should be a room, but it's actually just a corner.
well, I don't see anything here. Perhaps the basement.
I imagine so.
Is there a better way to get down than the giant hole blasted in the floor of the
Oh,
door?
there are stairs behind a hidden doorway here.
So why did you blow the hole in the floor of the dormitory?
Well, we hadn't found the hidden doorway yet. Naturally.
How did you know that there was a basement if you hadn't found any stairs?
Oh, we heard the blacksmiths.
I'm sorry?
Oh, the blacksmiths. We were trying to sleep. They were blacksmithing all night. Very rhythmically. We couldn't sleep. We figured there's got to be something below the floor. And as soon as we thought there's got to be something below the floor, Tabarin blew a giant hole in the floor. And then there we were, down in the basement. And we killed the blacksmiths, as you do.
Right.
When you
I-
can't sleep.
I really need to just remind myself touched. I'll try not to hold it against you. You're not the first I've met.
Well, that's the kindest thing I've heard you say, I think.
Well, that gnome that you often speak of seems a bit odd. For example.
He's a jovial fellow. We like him a bit. He's quite nice once you get to know him. And very sensible for a crazy lad. So this is where the blacksmiths were working. They animated the suits of armor there. We had to kill the empty armor with melting in the forge, and we fought some like sort of wishy things that didn't punch right. They were.
All right. Let's save that story for later.
Great.
I'm going to start like knocking on these walls to see if it's hollow behind them, because this should all be like.
He went this way when he disappeared. It was through this wall that he walked. He went through this wall, bit me on the other side of this wall, and then came back through this wall to disappear and let me turn into a vampire or whatever.
Okay. So I'm just.
Just roll an investigation check for me, Brig, as you wander. Lord Silverstar. My apologies. So, and as you wander around, knocking on walls, trying to find a hidden room. You diligently check all of the walls. It takes you some time. You've probably spent close to an hour wandering around at this stage, knocking on walls, checking for secrets.
Does that count as light activity?
No, unfortunately not. But you find nothing.
Is there a bit that's where there should be a room but there's not?
Well, I haven't found anything.
Oh, Hey, there was here. Come over here and look at this iron fence.
Oh, right.
This is probably maybe you could make sense of this. There was a portal at the end of that hallway there.
What sort of portal?
Bluish in the ceiling. Disappeared when Din tapped it with an arrow.
It disappeared.
Aye.
I find that fascinating, I'm sure. No, well, fascinating, but doesn't really tell me much. So, can you open this gate?
I think Brig locked it so I couldn't, because he didn't want me to do anything stupid.
Huh.
We could try, I guess.
Sensible for a crazy fellow.
We did leave it locked, right?
Well,
Which room? Sorry.
The iron gate to the portal.
Yeah, I believe before you settled into your resting, before you were attacked,
yeah.
you had the gate locked because you were scared the portal would reopen and something hellish would come through.
So
This isn't something that I share often, but my misspent youth did leave me with a few tricks.
it sure did.
I'm super good at this.
I should have misspent my youth, I think.
So yeah, you crack the gate open.
I just want to go investigate a little more closely. Step up here and poke around and see if there's anything that...
No arcane writings. You could make the assumption that the portal wasn't from arcane magic, given the description of a stable portal that collapsed when it was touched.
Really quite interesting. Unfortunately, tells me nothing.
Oh, how much do we have to catch you up? We haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the purple dragon folk who do magic that's not magic?
Yes.
Great, we think they might be involved, so the portal might be not magic.
Oh, interesting. Yes, I often know what's going on in Brig's life. I mean, not in perfect detail, but...
Great, yeah, I never know how much to catch you up. We see you so infrequently. It's always a pleasure when you're about. Do you want something to drink? I've had quite a bit to drink and I feel like I might be making a fool of myself to someone who hasn't had any. Would you like?
No,
I've
it's
got-
alright. There's also no need to patronize me. I know that I'm unbearable.
Then why don't you just be more bearable?
It's unfortunately not such an easy thing to change one's nature.
I think it is.
Well, our opinions differ on that subject.
If you know you're unbearable, you know what you're doing, right? Just don't do those things.
Well, I don't know exactly what it is. I simply know that people tend to find me, what's the word? Obnoxious, I believe, is the most common one.
Oh, well, they find me obnoxious as well. We should get along quite nicely.
Yes. Yeah, so...
Just miss that with yes. That was the least obnoxious thing you've said this entire time.
So, knocked around, didn't find any secret rooms upstairs or downstairs, just nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, I'm afraid I'm out of ideas. Perhaps if we make ourselves look defenseless, the vampire will come back to feed or whatever. That's the only thing I have left.
If he's watching us enough to know when we look defenseless, wouldn't he know we're looking for him because we've been talking quite loudly about it?
Touché. I'm afraid that my many varied areas of expertise have left me at a loss in this particular circumstance.
Great. Well, I'm at a bit of a loss. Are there any... So we've explored this basement really thoroughly. Are there any spaces where they're, like... Where there's
I'm
a dark
going to stop
spot?
you there, and I'm going to put you
We
out of your
mapped it
misery
out.
because Tabrin is clever. You hear a crack like thunder coming from above you because you are currently in the basement. Where are you in the basement? Yeah, it's above you somewhere. A crack like thunder coming from above the basement. I'm going to just use voice to explain what happens for Tabrin and Din. So you guys were stuck in that room for over an hour. Tabrin was rooting around. Din was puzzling what was going on.
I found a potion for her.
You did. Did you give the potion to her?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So that
But
was
I didn't want to roll it because I didn't want to throw things off.
you can slash GR, I think. Is it GR?
GM roll.
GM roll.
slash GM roll space.
And it'll
Whatever the
roll
roll is.
just directly to me. So you can go ahead and roll that anyway.
Gotcha.
After about an hour has passed, so right about now for Brieg and Lord Silverstar, Tabrin did a thing, and when you did the thing, Tabrin, you and Din find yourself here. The room behind
Do you want to put
still
Orby there
lights
so everybody else can see?
Yes, where is Orby?
I'll close my eyes because I don't know what's going on.
Where is Orby? Orby's on top of me.
He's on top of me, yeah.
Okay, Orby is there. You find yourself there. The room behind you is still missing. There's no room there where it was before. But you find yourself right there.
Din, we need to get out
Yeah?
of here. And we need to get out of here with Brig and Harbeck. I have no idea where they are. I don't really want to do it loudly, but let's find our way up to the front. Figure out... I don't know if they left and are getting a way to come find us, but I think the best thing for us to do is
Wait for them
get
outside.
outside, hunker down in the surrounding trees, and wait for their return.
Okay.
Should they roll a perception as they walk out to hear if they hear Harbeck talking about how obnoxious he is also? If, like, where in the timing in Harbeck's very loud exchange with Silverstar are we?
Yeah, and at some point I will suggest that we've exhausted our options down here, and upstairs is much more pleasant, so perhaps we should go wait up there.
With the crack of thunder that you would have heard above you, I imagine you would have investigated.
Oh, yeah.
That
yeah.
happened at the exact moment that
That you stopped us.
that I stopped you, and that you know they reappeared where they reappeared. So if you were to hurry upstairs, which
Yeah. Is
I'm
reasonable.
guessing you did, because loud crack
You
of thunder,
might-
you'd probably
see us.
find them walking out the front door.
We've been looking for you.
Where were you
We need
looking?
to get out of here quick.
Well, we didn't really know
We'll
where
talk
to
later.
look. You sort of vanished. We were mostly looking for the vampire so he could tell us where he put you. How did you get in there,
Harbeck,
Tabarin?
Out of here.
You weren't
Harbeck.
looking for us at all.
Right, out of here sounds great.
Should-
But
Should we,
We
set
can-
it on fire?
walk
No,
and talk.
leave. go.
How did you find
Get
her?
away from this place.
The temple then?
I think we just need to travel as far as we can today away from this place towards the temple city. We'll camp and talk when we rest.
I'm uncomfortable leaving a vampire
Camping
here
sounds
where he
wonderful.
can clearly prey on passers-by.
We'll make the decision what to do when we return
Bum, bum, bum.
after this short break. Let's take a 3-minute breather for YouTube purposes, refill drink bottles, etc. And when we come back, the party can talk about what happened and decide what they're going to do and continue on their journey.